Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Dr. Alexandra Mayer. If you are new to my channel, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Today's video is going to be a fun one. It is going to be filled with some of my opinions on some top spring skincare trends of 2022. I am unsure if I am the person that goes for most skincare trends, and I will definitely talk to you in this video about why that might be the case. There's definitely things on this list that I am not for at all, and then there's things on this list that I think are great. And so I wanted to share because there are definitely new trends coming out in skincare all the time, right? And I think that there are things that have advanced that industry forward and advanced what people are using on their skin and the ingredients and the science behind them, which is amazing. And then sometimes we end up with, honestly, for lack of a better term, crap. In like the boxes and the bundles and the stuff that maybe isn't curated for you. So that's what this video is. If you like our channel, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Maybe drop us a comment below because it really helps us just to reach more women. And that's our goal, is just to help more people. So without further ado, let's go through this article. So this article is literally titled "The 13 Biggest Skincare Trends to Know This Spring," and it is a 2022 article. The first trend on this is not going to be surprising to anybody. It is a huge TikTok trend for the skin, and it is slugging. So what is slugging? Basically, it is the act of putting a occlusive, so something that's very, very thick and kind of sits on top of the skin to lock in your skincare ingredients and make your skin softer and more hydrated. I think that you can tell from my quotation marks that this is probably not something that I would do. Now, I will be honest, I have not tried slugging. Despite the fact that you wouldn't actually know this, my skin is pretty acne prone, and so this would be a terrible decision for my skin. I would never do this. I have heard and seen people who said that they tried it and thought it was really a great choice, or thought that their skin maybe was like a little bit more hydrated after. I'm unsure. I feel like going towards something that has ceramides in it that's going to lock in moisture and actually repair your skin barrier, something with squalene in it might be a much better option and cause way less acne, because honestly, slugging done wrong could really clog your pores, could be very comedogenic, and could really make a huge impact negatively on your skin. So I would be careful with this trend. The other thing is that I think logistically, right, it sounds disgusting to me that your pillow is just covered with Vaseline all night. Like, I don't know that I can get on board with this. And having curly hair, I just feel like this sounds like a disaster of gross things all in my hair all night, which just sounds terrible. So I'm not about slugging, but I would want to know in the comments below if you've tried it and if it's honestly helped your skin. The second trend is cleansing bars. So at some point we will get to a trend that I like, I promise, but this isn't going to be it. The reason why is because I'm really picky about cleansers. And for me, cleansing bars, I understand the sustainability aspect of it. And I do understand that that's what a lot of people are going to, is getting away from plastics and stuff like that, which I do understand. And I totally get that. I also am honestly the world's just fussiest person when it comes to cleansers. And so I would have to see something come out that I really love. Something come out that isn't drying to the skin, isn't super oily on the skin, and leaves the skin like really clean, but not dry. And maybe if I could get all those things, I would consider it. The other thing is that a lot of like bars, like a lot of bars, when we think of like bar soap and stuff like that, are formulated at higher pHs. And we've talked about this in other videos, right? Where I don't recommend a foam cleanser exactly for that reason, because it's formulated at a higher pH and can be very drying and very irritating to the skin. So bars might be similar. I wouldn't personally, this isn't a trend that I personally would jump on. In theory, there will be some great cleansing bars coming down the line, and if I find one that I love, I will be the first person to share this with you. But right now, not down for this trend. The third trend, a trend I actually like, simplified routines. So I am down for simplified routines. I think that we got to this point of like subscriptions and boxes and crap, honestly, where people are getting this stuff delivered and they're trying new products every month in their beauty box. That's a terrible idea in my opinion, because you're not getting things that are formulated for your skin, right? You could get away with using not that many great products and get a much better result on your skin. And really at the end of the day, what we want is results. So I'm all about medical grade skincare. I'm all about skincare that like actually works. And if you get skincare that actually works, you don't need 27 products. You just don't need 27 products. And so I think that Simplified Routines, I'm all about. If I had to pick some things that I would put in my Simplified Routine, obviously a good cleanser would be one. Vitamin C would be another thing. And then something to exfoliate the skin and then hydrate the skin. And then obviously a sunscreen, because you should not go out without sunscreen on. And those would be kind of like the basics, right? I feel like if you just get good basics, your skin is gonna be so much better. And honestly, I feel like your skin might get more and more irritated the more crap you use on it. So I'm all about this. Ooh, the next one is Niacinamide-Spiked Products. I am also about this trend. So niacinamide is a fantastic ingredient in skincare. So it is incredibly anti-inflammatory, so it helps to reduce redness in the skin. It helps with acne and helps to control sebum production. And it has been shown to help with hyperpigmentation and fine lines. So I think niacinamide is a fantastic option. In some formulas, I do find niacinamide to be a little irritating to the skin sometimes. Some patients more than others, right? So there isn't an across the board for every single patient, which I think is really important to know. Even for skincare, there isn't an across the board for every single patient, but I do think that niacinamide is a great ingredient. I love this. Cleansing balms. So this is number 5. For cleansing balms, I am not strongly for or against, right? So there's a number of things that I've been against. This I'm not strongly for or against. So the idea of using a cleansing balm is basically this idea of doing a double cleanse. So why do we double cleanse? So it uses basically an oil-based product first to, in theory, break up sunscreen, break up makeup, and then you cleanse appropriately afterwards, right? So you would never just cleanse with a cleansing balm. That's not gonna work. So you never just cleanse with a cleansing balm, but doing it before could work. I personally don't find that I need to do this. I find if you have a really great cleanser, you shouldn't need all this extra kind of hoopla. But some patients love it. And I do actually, this is a trend that I see in my office coming in where a lot of patients are double cleansing. And they really love that. And they find that it gets their makeup off and they find that it does a great job. And so I am for this, for cleansing balms and for a double cleanse if patients need it. But I also feel like it could just be extra in your routine if you're not already doing it and you're not feeling like you're missing something, right? So I would only add this if you're feeling like your cleanser doesn't get off your makeup appropriately. Then I might consider it. The only time that I would do a cleansing balm or like a double cleanse would be if I went out and was like getting made up for an event, right? So if somebody like painted my face on where it wasn't gonna leave my face for the entire like next day and a half, then I would totally do a cleansing balm to get that off. Other than that, I don't think it's necessary, but I'm not for or against it. Ooh, the next one is a good one. Neck and jawline care. Yes, 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 I am all about this. I think that a lot of people, right, forget that our neck ages us a lot, right? And I see a lot of patients where they pay for just a treatment on their face. And then they end up unhappy because their neck isn't treated. And so in our office, I don't do treatments that are just face because I think patients want their face and neck to match. Most of my patients will actually do face, neck, and then they'll add their décolleté because you really want to be consistent, right? You don't want like a weird line where your face looks great and then your neck and jawline looks awful. The other thing is that jawline is a major concern for patients, right? So it is an area where we end up with those jowls, we end up with the sagging, and it really, really ages us. So I think that neck and jawline care is really important. So continuing your products all the way down onto your neck is important. So that is a good way. But treatment wise, right, you want to do something that focuses on this area as well. Here's the thing. If you're gonna have somebody work on your neck and jawline, you better be careful because there are a lot of structures under the jawline, like some neurovascular bundles, right, blood vessels, nerves, that you really don't want to damage or injure, right? So if you're doing things like RF microneedling for tightening, like for skin tightening, which is a fantastic skin tightening option, you just want to be careful that you're going to somebody that like really understands the anatomy so that like safety first, right? But I do think that doing treatments around your neck and jaw, Cool Peel is a great one. RF microneedling is like my favorite if you're looking for tightening, is a great option. I'm all about this trend. Number 7 is cooling skincare. So this comes with the trend of cryotherapy, right? We like all things cold right now. So we like cold baths, cold showers, ice plunges, cryotherapy chambers, which I actually do think biohacking wise, a good option. And cold skincare is something that patients do like. I do think that especially if you're feeling a little puffy, right? You're feeling like your skin is a little inflamed, a cold skincare could be a really great option, right, to help reduce some of that puffiness. It's also said that this helps to reduce the visibility of pores. I'm unsure about that, right? I don't have any personal experience on that. My favorite way to reduce pore size is with Petra laser, and cold peel is hands down my favorite way. So I feel like there are a lot of benefits to this, right? Some people will do this with like eye creams, especially if they tend to have a lot of puffiness around their eyes. And I'm about this. I think it's good. I think logistically it can be a bit hard, right? I don't know about you, but when I'm getting ready in the morning, the idea of like walking from my bathroom to my kitchen to get my skincare that's now in my fridge just doesn't sound that great. But I think for the trend itself, I'm not like for or against it. Body retinols. Yeah, I am about this. If you are not pregnant, I'm about this. Not pregnant, not breastfeeding, yes. I think that when it comes to body care, right, we are starting to make our body care be a little bit more sophisticated. So we see this with, there are some acid-based body cares as well, right, that have things like glycolic acid or azelaic acid in them that help to exfoliate the skin. Your skin on your body is no different than the skin on your face. It still needs exfoliated. It still can end up looking rough and textured. And then sometimes patients will get those little bumps, right, that keratosis pilaris, that will end up being really irritating. And some of these skincare can be really great options on the body. So I think this is a fantastic trend, and I am about this. Again, as long as you're not pregnant or breastfeeding, we will do future videos on pregnancy and breastfeeding skincare because not everything is created equal when we are growing little people. The next trend, personalized products. So when I read into the trend on personalized products, what they are talking about is basically skincare that's been picked out by a professional for you. This goes with the trend that I was talking about earlier with like simplifying your routine, right? I am all about this. I think that when it comes down to it, the number one reason why people don't get better in terms of their skin is that they're using the wrong products. They haven't gone to somebody to actually get personalized advice on their skin, and they're going into Sephora and buying whatever's at the checkout, or they're doing those beauty boxes or whatever that is, and they're putting a whole bunch of junk on their skin. And so I am all about this. I think that with personalized skincare, that's how you get the best results, right? That's how you end up looking in this mirror and saying, hey, my skin looks better than it ever has. When you mix personalized skincare with treatments, that is where the magic happens. But I think that there's so much benefit to this. And this trend, I feel like they put it at number 9, but I would put it like way at number 1, because I think that this is the number 1 thing that you could be doing to make your skin better. Number 10 is skin smoothing exfoliants. Yes, I am all about this trend. Again, I have no idea how it ended up at number 10, because I think that skin smoothing exfoliants are so important, right? As we age, our skin cell turnover starts to lengthen, which means that it takes us longer to make a little tiny baby skin cell and bring it up to the top of the surface of the skin to then be exfoliated off. This means that our skin becomes dull, it becomes a lot more lifeless, it becomes a lot more textured, and it doesn't absorb our products quite as well. So exfoliation is really, really important. And every single time I've done a video on skincare, I always add an exfoliant as one of my 5 products that I think everybody should have, right? When we think about exfoliants, this is usually going to be acids, and there are acids that are good for different things, right? Like, so if you're looking for anti-aging, you might pick a glycolic acid. If you're looking for hyperpigmentation, you might pick lactic acid. Versus acne, you might pick more of a salicylic. Or our favorite product at our office, which is like a fan favorite at our office, is a combo product of salicylic, glycolic, and lactic acid into pads. Something like that is amazing. Another really great exfoliant option is a retinol, which we just talked about. So I am all about this. I think that some gentle exfoliation at night is really, really important. I do think, however, that with this trend, patients go too far, right? So I had a patient in the other day who was exfoliating her skin oh my God. I mean, I think she had maybe 4 different things in her skincare routine that were all exfoliating. She was doing like an AHA, BHA cleanser, an AHA, BHA toner, a salicylic toner, a salicylic cleanser, oh, and a retinol. Like, I think she had like 5. It was a lot. That is overkill. And I think that you can definitely overdo it on exfoliating your skin, right? So funnily enough, I see a lot of patients in my office that come from like esthetician school, and there's a one of their instructors actually sends them over to me, and I see them a lot have kind of the worst skin issues, and usually that's because they've overprocessed their skin. They're just doing way too much with it. So less is more, although none is no good. So I am all about this trend, but just don't go too crazy on it. You don't need to be doing everything. Just find the right thing for you. Number 11, sculpting facial tools. So, I could probably do a whole video on this. This is gonna be things like microcurrent, Gua Sha, which a lot of people talk about, and then microneedling rollers. Those are kind of the main ones that come to mind, right? But these are coming up all the time. Overall, as a trend, I would give this thumbs down, like all the thumbs down. If I could have a friend to come in my video and give all the thumbs down, I would totally do that. I'm not about it. Gua Sha is the one thing that I am okay with. So the idea with Gua Sha is that it's going to be reducing the puffiness in the skin, helping to encourage blood and lymph flow, which I do actually think probably has some benefit to it, right? We know Chinese medicine's been around forever. And I don't have any problem with this. This is one of the things that patients will put in their freezer and then use cold on their skin, which I think is great. In terms of like sculpting your face for long-term results, no. You're gonna need to be doing something way stronger than that. But I do think in terms of like daily benefit, probably. Another option of this is a jade roller, which I actually do like, and sometimes I will have my patients do jade rollers just for, again, the under eye puffiness. One of the treatments that we have in our office is a RF microneedling specifically for the under the eye festoons and those like little kind of jelly rolls that you get. And after that treatment, I will have patients do a jade roller just to kind of help smooth things out and help with blood flow to the area to let it heal. So I will do that. Other than that, right, microcurrent. So I'm not for or against it. In theory, I think it could have some benefit. Do I think that it has the benefit that people claim? Probably not, especially the long-term benefit. I think if you're gonna pay money, go pay money to get like a good treatment, right? Like go pay money to get the treatment for the thing that you're looking to fix. So for example, if you have skin laxity and that's what you're hoping to do, then go consider doing a consult for RF microneedling, which is a fantastic skin laxity treatment. I think there's just stronger things out there. Do I think it has like a negative benefit? No. There is one thing in this list that I think has a negative benefit, and I am 100% against, and that is at-home microneedling or microneedling rollers. If you want to get infection in your skin, go ahead and roll it. I think it's a great idea. If infection is your main goal, 100% perfect idea. If infection is not high on your list, then I would stay far away from at-home microneedling devices. First of all, the rollers, they don't go that deep. So if you're looking at collagen production, they're not getting into the dermis to actually be able to like create the collagen production that you're looking for. Secondly, the needles aren't going in at the right angle of the skin, so they're doing a lot more tearing than puncturing, right, which we've talked about in previous videos. And if you want to build collagen that isn't scar tissue, then you do want to puncture the skin directly. And on top of that, they're not sterile one-use tips, so they're going to be infested with infection. I am 100% against that, and so overall on this trend, I would put myself at like a not really. And for at-home microneedling, I would 10 out of 10 not recommend it ever. The next one is skincare through makeup. I don't know how to feel about this. I think that makeup's getting more sophisticated, right? And I think that that is nice. I think there's like an aspect of putting on makeup that feels good on your skin, that gives a lot of benefit, that makes your skin look really good. Sometimes the skincare through makeup can be some of our like least clean products, which I think is really concerning, right? If you're looking at it from an endocrine disrupting perspective. The other thing is that I think that your skincare is going to be best served, picked for you, in a personalized routine and done with a little bit more, I think, finesse, care, and intention than makeup. The other thing is that I think it's funny, prior to kind of mask wearing and all this stuff, people were actually going less makeup. So the trend was that people were looking to wear less and less makeup, which I am all about. I think with mask wearing, some people have gone a little bit more to makeup when they're taking their masks off. I think a lot of that has to do with like acne. People's acne have flared, their skin doesn't look as good. I feel like I'd rather patients go towards a less makeup trend. You want your skin to be beautiful, with or without makeup on. And so I think if you come at it from a perspective of how do I make my skin better, how do I be the most confident version of myself in my skin, then the skincare as makeup becomes kind of a moot point. I just think it doesn't really matter. So, not sure. I think if you find makeup you love, great. Would I call my makeup my skincare? Absolutely not. TCM-Inspired skincare. So TCM is traditional Chinese medicine. So Gua Sha technically kind of fits under this. And we did talk about Gua Sha earlier, which I think has benefits in the skin in terms of like blood flow, lymph flow, reducing puffiness. So I think that's great. What they were talking about with the skincare trend though is more putting TCM ingredients into skincare. So the example that they gave were like medicinal mushrooms. I think there's a lot of really great researched botanicals that go into skincare that do fantastic. And I do know that in the IS brand, which is one of the brands that we use that we love, they actually do use medicinal mushrooms as a skincare ingredient, I believe to reduce inflammation and hyperpigmentation. So I think there could be benefits to this. On the flip side, I think that sometimes we put ingredients into skincare because they sound really good, right? Like they're organic and they're all natural and they're from the earth or whatever it is, and they don't work. They don't work. And so at the end of the day, right, that's the whole key, is that it has to work. So I think that if we're putting in TCM-inspired ingredients that have a little science behind them, I'm all about that, right? I think that's awesome. I also do think that there are both TCM and Ayurvedic medicine that shows up in skincare in like really, really interesting ways, right? At dermatological conferences, they show up in really interesting ways, and I'm not opposed to that. What I am opposed to is buying skincare because it's, I don't know, checking off some like box of something that you think it should have, right? Like it should be like all natural and organic and that's it. When we could just go with clean, medical grade, gonna do the work products that are gonna make your skin better, and are not gonna be like toxic wastelands that you're putting on your skin either, right? So that is kind of my only hesitancy with this, would be if we're putting in things just for the sake of putting them in, right? Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't have science behind it in the skin, what the heck is the point? So those are our 13 skincare trends and my thoughts on it. I'm interested to hear what you think about this in the comments below, and if you have tried any of these skincare trends and are like madly in love with them. We will see you next week for next week's video.